Yo, 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 what it do, party people? You already know. It's your boy, Mr. King K, giving you yet another one of them classic bangers. We got a plethora of topics we're actually gonna discuss today. So let me just tease you no further. We just jump straight into the business. And coming up first for ya, I got something very interesting here. We got the 2026 New Zealand Rugby Union Tour of South Africa. This tour is actually considered rugby's greatest rivalry. It is taking place from August 7th to September 12th. This, with some of the key matches being the first test being on August 22nd at the Ellis Park Stadium in Johannesburg. That is the Springboks versus the All Blacks. We got 29th of August, that is test 2 with the Springboks and All Blacks meeting again, but in the DHL Stadium at Cape Town, with number 3 on the 5th of September at the FNB Stadium in Johannesburg, finishing off with September 12th, the final and fourth test at the M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, USA. Now, this whole tournament is actually very interesting. It is one of rugby's oldest rivalries. And I got a couple little fun facts and some stats over here. Starting off with, their first test meeting was actually all the way back in 1921, of which they have since then they have met well over 100 times in a variety of competitions and international fixtures, sorry. The or In a classic long tours. In the amateur era, the all black tours to South Africa were lengthy affairs, multiple tests, and many provisional matches, often lasting several months and shaping rugby culture in both countries. Couple years where interesting things have gone down way back in 1956 series. South Africa won at home 3-1, one of the earliest major home series wins over the All Blacks and a landmark in Springbok history. Forwarding the clock forward 1981 and 1992, those years they were very heavily politically charged, especially the 1992 series marked South Africa's return to international rugby after their apartheid era. And we get into modern times between the years of 2009 to 2018. This rivalry produced many tight tests. Both sides traded wins in high stakes encounters, including Tri Nations and Rugby Championship clashes and Rugby World Cup meetings. To wrap up here, it seems like the way history has played out, home advantage is what matters. Historically, the home team has often dominated. South Africa has been extremely strong at home, and New Zealand likewise when they are home in Wellington and Auckland territory. These matches normally are are actually decided by single digits. The rivalry is known for tight physical contests and low scoring tense finishes. Very, very interesting. Single digits. So isn't that like, let me just try and a kick game Meisha? Hey, so these guys fight for all those minutes for just a single try. Then they must really leave everything on the pitch. But one last interesting thing here is this is actually a century long rivalry. Mother tongue almost came out there. But this fixtures between them is the two is let me gather. This fixture list between the two nations reads like a timeline of rugby history from leather ball days to professional era showdowns. Well, my fellow rugby fans, I bet you guys are excited. Please let me know in the comments. Who do you think is going to win this between South Africa and New Zealand? Let's get us talking in the comments. But as we move on ever so swiftly into I think what is the biggest countdowns ever. We're just waiting for the league to start. Only a couple more days. And in fact, let's just kick off this chat about football now with a cheeky little evaluation. the World Cup finished and there was an assessment being done. These are the 10 most valuable football clubs in the world as of 2026. We got at number 10 with Tottenham Hotspur, boasting a very, very impressive $4.1 billion. At number 9, we got Chelsea at $4.2 billion. At number 8, we got these noisemakers. They call themselves Arsenal. Valued at $5.4 billion. Coming at number 7, Man City at 5.5. What did I say? Did I say 5.7? I meant $5.4 billion, and City are at $5.5 billion. Bayern Munich at number 6, holding a $5.7 billion worth there. And we get into the big 5 with Paris Saint-Germain, the guys who restored balance to football, coming in at a very cool 5.9 billion. At number 4, oh, that's a significant increase. Liverpool are at $6.9 billion. And kicking off the big 3 now. Top striker team, you know what I'm saying? Manchester Red. Big United holding 7.4 fat billions there. And at number 2, Barcelona with 7.5, and I think with no surprise to no one, with a definitely significant increase from even 10th place, is Real Madrid at a very, very healthy $9.5 billion. This is absolutely insane. Lots of money. Speaking of money, I actually didn't know this. I saw this post just a couple hours ago, and it's actually very interesting because we have the top 3 leagues here. So we're talking about the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A. Whereas these clubs, very interestingly, let's start off with the Prem. Over half is actually not even owned by England. Surprising. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know how I just figured. I mean, but this is how the this is how the pie chart is looking. Starting off from Arsenal, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Ipswich, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Everton, Fulham, Leeds, Liverpool, and Manchester United are all owned by America, funny enough. Hull City is owned by Turkey, Nottingham Forest is owned by Greece, Newcastle, I think I remember that headline, Saudi Arabia takeover. City also made headlines with the UAE takeover. West Ham being owned by Wales, interesting. And then the only teams in England owned by England is Coventry, Tottenham, Brighton, and Brentford. Moving on swiftly, it has been a very interesting transfer market, but these are some former superstars that are now free agents. And kicking off this list, we got Raheem Sterling, age 31. He had a peak market value at 160 million euros. Wow, very interesting. But his current market value is only a humble little 3. And wow, very interesting to see that. But up next, we got David Alaba, who had at his peak was worth 65 million euros. And right now he is 34 with a market value of 3 million. An absolute icon here, Mr. Red Card himself, Sergio Ramos, now aged 40. In his prime, he was worth 50 million euros, but he is a 40 now with a market value of just 800,000. And an absolute wonder kid. I think I absolutely loved watching to play not too many years ago. The big man himself, Dele Alli, who was supposed to be having a career like Bellingham, but I don't know what went wrong with the guy. But in his prime, he was worth a cool 100 million euros. He's now 30 with a market value of only 1 million. Wow. Former United baller, but he kind of flopped on our side after we signed him from the noise-making club. Alexis Sanchez, in his prime, was worth 70 million euros. He is now 37 with a cool price tag of 1.2 million. An absolute baller, actually. I used to like watching him play. Wilfred Zaha, in his prime, he was worth 55 million euros. He's now 33 and worth a cool 3.5. And that marks the end of that list. To moving on ever so swiftly, this is a very interesting season for very many reasons. Let's just get straight into it because I want to ask you guys a question here. How will a record number of new managers impact the Premier League? It seems to be what we're discussing here. Because let's go through this thread here. The 2026-2027 Premier League season has not yet kicked off but has already made history. 9 clubs are set to begin the campaign with a new permanent manager, the highest number ever for the top flight's opening weekend. And let's go over the years. So in 2026-27, we are obviously kicking off with 9 managers. The last time we came anywhere close to that 9 was back in the 2016-17 season, where there were 8 managers kicking off the campaign. And just before that, we actually go way back to the 95-96 season, where there were 7 managers that were kicking off the campaign. After that, we are a bit more in the modern era with the 2012 and 2013 season having 6. And from 2013 to 2015, we had 5 managers each kicking off. Actually, no, from 2013, yeah, 2013, 2014, and 2024 seasons all had 5 new managers kicking off the campaign. So, lots of talks here. Will the new manager bounce survive? The theory could be tested like never before with 3 match week, 1 fixture set to feature clubs led by new managers. Liverpool's start particularly unusual with what's this guy? Iraola. Hey, that is mother tongue coming out there. Iraola. First 6 Premier League matches all coming against teams led by new permanent managers. The current longest serving managers across since 2019 actually is Mikel Arteta. He joined in 2019. Unai Emery has been leading Aston Villa since 2022. Daniel Farke has been leading Leeds since 23. Regis Lebris from Sunderland has been their leader since 2024, and Fabian Herzle. Hey, what is his name, bro? Fabian, but guy from Brighton, has been leading them since 2024, basically. And for the first time since 1985 to 86 season, the top flight begins without Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, Jose Mourinho, Jurgen Klopp, or Pep Guardiola anywhere near the touchlines. Very interesting, actually. Wow. For the first time since 85. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, these guys have really managed for time. Jeez. With almost half the division beginning the campaign under new leadership, the Premier League enters one of its most unpredictable seasons in recent history. Very interesting thread there. I'm eager to see what you guys are thinking. Will the plethora of new managers bring about some unpredictability, or are guys already seeing how this is gonna go? You know, let us see. Let us see. Actually, in fact, maybe so we can wrap up over here. Something very interesting with Casemiro's move to Inter Miami. He joins a handful of the select few to play with two of the greatest people to ever grace the football pitch in this modern era. Casemiro now would have now played with both Messi and Ronaldo. Joining him on that list is Hakimi for PSG. He played with Messi then, played with Ronaldo at Real Madrid. Di Maria is another lucky one who is co-internationals with Messi and former Real Madrid teammate with Ronaldo. Up next is Gerard Piqué, who was both Barca teammate with Messi and United teammate with Ronaldo. Another lucky one here is Dybala, who is co-international star with Messi for Argentina and who had a very nice partnership with Ronaldo at Juventus. Finishing up with second last is Tevez, who obviously is international co-stars with Messi and United partner in crime with Ronaldo. And lastly, Higuain is also Argentinian with Messi. And had, that was when you were playing the two striker at the time. He was with your Ronaldo there. And very interesting lists. Let me get to see what you guys are thinking. We got rugby, we got football, we got it all just taking place here. Can't wait to watch it all unfold. And this your boy signing out. We're gonna catch you in the next one.